Saints Now is presented by Aura, a all-in-one digital safety tool. If you go to aura.com/chatsports, that's where you can begin your 14-day free trial. I am Will Scott. Welcome into Saints Now. Plenty of training camp news and notes to discuss on today's show. We begin with this. Michael Thomas was not present at today's practice. This because of a hamstring injury. How do we know it's a hamstring injury? Well, it comes from the head coach, Dennis Allen, so I'm sure he knows what he's talking about. Nick Underhill said, DA said Mike Thomas has a hamstring issue, so not good. Hopefully there's nothing significant there. However, the severity of the injury at this point is unknown. It could be a minor tweak. It could be something a little bit more severe. So we're still awaiting kind of what the severity of this injury is. And with that, we bring in producer Trace Gerard. We're going to talk about more news and notes here in a second. But Trace, tell them why they should subscribe to the channel.
Well, guys, first of all, thank you to the 75-plus new subscribers that we got on yesterday's video from the at-home I did on my day off. Hey, we love it. Who Dat Nation's growing over here on Saints Now by Chat Sports.
Guy works.
So we love it. We love it. Yeah, so you guys need to subscribe because we will keep you up to date on the Michael Thomas information. We'll give you any updates, any notes, any news. Make sure you check the community tab, our videos, Twitter, all of it. We'll be all over it. We'll be giving you the updates. We're trying to hit 9K by week 1. We're at 8,239. Smash that sub button.
That's a gimme. We're hitting 9K
We're
because Who Dat Nation is going to make that happen.
But smash that sub button so we can do it faster. Come on, guys.
Go down, subscribe. You're all about the Saints because that's why you subscribe, because we're going to bring you training camp news and notes. We're going to bring you news, rumors, all of the above when it comes to New Orleans Saints. But kind of my reaction to this is just, can we wrap MT and bubble wrap and just get him to week 1? Because I want to see this guy go off in the regular season. DA said this. He'll be back out here as soon as he's ready to go. Hopefully it's sooner rather than later. But nonetheless, this is a little bit concerning because now it's unclear if he's going to be ready by week 1. Take a guess. Is Michael Thomas going to play week 1 against the Atlanta Falcons? Type Y for yes or type in for no. Go down, chime in. I'm nervous. I'm going to admit, I'm nervous about MT after this. So about Jameis Winston, his injury news as well. Obviously, we're trying to return from that gruesome knee injury that he suffered in Week 7, and there's some positive news on that front. He participated in 7-on-7 drills for the first time since his ankle injury. So he is back. He's looking good. Everything coming out of camp is very positive related to Jameis Winston, so that's good. MT, not great news. Jameis Winston, pretty good news. This coming from Catherine Terrell. Dennis Allen said he's comfortable with Jameis Winston's first snaps being in the regular season. If that's the way it plays out. Wouldn't say if that's the case, though. He didn't elaborate much on Michael Thomas other than to say he'll be back out when he's ready to go. So that coming from head coach Dennis Allen. Take a look at this QB depth chart. KJ Costello, he got released. He is gone. Jameis Winston, Andy Dalton. Man, his beard is so freaking red. Ian Book is QB3, but Ian Book, who knows, maybe he's on the roster bubble as we bring back producer Trey. So not great news on MT, but pretty good news on Jameis.
Yeah, so I think it is interesting that the Saints, with waiving KJ Costello yesterday, I think I mentioned this yesterday, I think maybe this means some good news for Jameis Winston. Maybe that means he really is going to be ready to go week 1 and stuff. I kind of felt like that whole move and signing was weird from the get-go. I felt like they just kind of brought him in as like that extra insurance of security blanket.
Emergency quarterback.
Yeah, emergency quarterback.
There's an emergency quarterback and there's an emergency preseason quarterback.
Exactly, right? Exactly. And so it's like, I don't know. The whole move felt weird, but like I'm gonna keep it real. If Andy Dalton has to go week 1, I'm totally cool with it. I think he's gonna be fine. He went 5 for 5 that first series against the Texans. Didn't play preseason week 2. It's clear he knows the systems and the plays and he's getting that chemistry and stuff, but obviously you want Jameis to play, but if it's week 1, it's the Falcons. The Falcons are bad. Andy Dalton's good. I think we'll be okay.
They could put you at quarterback, Trace, and they'd beat the Falcons week 1.
Yeah, let's be real. I think they could put anybody at quarterback and it would be fine.
Yeah, the Falcons are so flipping bad. The Saints are going to be just fine with Andy Dalton if that's the case in week 1, which I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Jameis is going to be ready to roll. Again, in the preseason, I should say it's still preseason, regular season openers in a couple weeks. Type get well soon in the comment section. Also type 2 while you're down there to show some love to Jameis Winston. We want him 100% healthy by week 1. We want to make sure he's okay, doesn't suffer any setback because he's going to be really big for the Saints this year. What's going to be big for you is Aura, because Aura is going to protect you from financial fraud, also from identity theft, while providing online and device security. They also have family plans to protect up to 5 people. It's so important to keep you and your family safe online. You can do that through Aura, and Aura is offering you a 14-day free trial at aura.com/chatsports. It's a free trial. Go and take advantage of it. Again, aura.com/chatsports. That link in the comments and the description of this video. Let's talk about Kirk Merritt, UDFA out of Arkansas State. Wide receiver is moving to running back. Very, very interesting, but he's a speedy guy, so the move definitely makes a little bit of sense. He was working exclusively with the running backs during practice today, so it's a pretty loaded, pretty deep running back room in terms of how many guys they have in it, so this just adds another guy in there. Jeff Nowak tweeted, Kirk Merritt said coaches approached him over the weekend about switching to running back, and I'm sure Merritt's all for it if he feels like it gives him the better chance to make this football team. As we bring back producer Trace. Trace, what are your thoughts on this news?
So I will say I think it's also kind of an interesting note that Kirk Merritt actually hasn't played or taken a snap at running back since 2015. So
wow.
I think that that's something to note. Obviously, with Tony Jones Jr., really hitting it hard at that running back 3, running back 4 battle, Dwayne Washington, he lit it up in his first series against the Texans. I will say, though, it really feels like Dennis Allen wants Kirk Merritt on this roster. I don't think you see a player move positions this close to the regular season unless the coaching staff sees value there. And I think that Dennis Allen sees a lot of value in Kirk Merritt and wants to keep him around through the season, and I think that that's not a bad player to have around.
Absolutely, and Kirk Merritt, he's on the roster bubble at the wide receiver position. If he feels like playing an additional position will get him onto the roster, I'm sure he's all for it, right? So I'm all for it as well if DA feels like it's the best route.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that Dennis Allen has done enough thus far, given the fact that he hasn't actually coached a professional regular season game with the Saints as the head coach this season under this, circumstances and everything. So you can't really do too much. But I will say Dennis Allen has done everything in his power to make sure that the Dat Nation has all the trust and all the faith in him and his coaching staff. So if you ask me, I think that no matter what Dennis Allen says, I trust his calls. For now, he hasn't given me any reason to not trust him.
Right, absolutely. I'm really fired up about DA. He's going to be great. These people are also great. Shout out to the real ones. Sammy's World, Mikey Taylor, Joe Tinsen, Carl Russell, Haram Dunaway Jr., Marty Frost, Marvin Norman, Tedra Covington, John Shaw, Jake Ebarb. We appreciate you guys. You are real ones. Everyone subscribe to the channel and everyone subscribe to Chat Sports is a real one. Let's talk about the defense, because the defense is going to be elite. We know this. This is nothing new. But they're continuing to prove that throughout training camp. They're going to prove that in the regular season as well. The defense looked really strong in red zone drills. Also, the 2-minute drill today. Defense has been looking really, really sharp, especially Paulson Adebo. He's just continuing to impress. Also, CD is impressing. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson had a one-handed INT on Winston today. Kentavious Street, multiple tackles, pass breakup, a lot of pressure put on the Saints quarterback today by Street. He's going to be a stud this season for the Saints. Trace, would you agree that Street's going to be all over the field?
Oh, yeah. I think that Kentavious Street is going to be an absolute beast this season. I'm really, really excited to see what he does to bring, or what he brings to the depth at the defensive line for the Saints. Because as we all know, under the Dennis Allen defense that we've all grown to know and love, they like to rotate that defensive line a lot. And I think having a talented player like Kentavious Street that, hey, let's give the guy a chance. He obviously hurt Drew Brees a few years ago, but let's give him the chance to make up for it and do some damage for our defense this go around. And I just think that he's going to do a lot. And I'm really, really excited to see how the defense plays against the Chargers. I'm curious to see if we'll see, Tyrann Mathieu, Marcus Maye, if we'll see, Paulson Adebo and some of these guys line up.
Bench him. We're so close to the regular season.
Dude.
So close to the regular season.
I want it. I
so
need
close.
to see Tyrann Mathieu in Saints.
You will see him against Atlanta,
uniform.
Trace. You'll see him against
It's
Atlanta,
killing me.
and he'll
It's
be
killing
healthy. I would say wait to play those guys. You're so close to the regular season. At this point, a lot of those guys at least have some of the rust knocked off. I would say rest them against the Chargers. Now, I want to ask you all this. Should Trace get Madden 23? What console do you have these days,
I got
Trace?
Xbox. I'm trying to get a new console for Christmas because around the holidays, I haven't gotten the new PS5 or Xbox One.
We can play the PS5.
So if we get it, I need to know, one, should I buy the new Madden? And two, if I buy it, will y'all play against me? Because I'd love to do that, throw some highlights and stuff on Twitter. I think it'd be a fun way to get to interact with you guys a little bit more. So let me know.
100%. Yeah, type B for buy, type P for pass. Trizzy, man, Madden, it's just like I'm going to choose to play NCAA 13 over Madden 23.
Yeah, I can't help but agree with you on that.
No question about that. But if I'm playing Madden, I'm going to be using the Saints, and I'm going to be rushing the quarterback with Marcus Davenport. Now, he might not be ready yet, though, and that's something that we've seen something to discuss. Here is what DA said about Marcus's status. He's getting better. He's kind of incorporating himself back into the team activities and things. So that's been a positive. I think there's still some hurdles that we got to get over for him, but certainly everything's progressing in the right direction. This coming after a 9-sack season, 39 tackles. As you're about to see on your screen, he was not the Panthers' best friend. 9 tackles for loss, 3 forced fumbles. He was really, really solid last season for the Saints. No doubt the best season of his career, and he's just going to continue to get much better. I think he's going to maybe even have a bigger season this year. I think a lot of these guys are going to have big seasons. Cameron Jordan, got Shai Tuttle. I mean, this defensive line is loaded. Shout out to my guy Josh Black, man, from Syracuse University. That is my guy. I want to see him on this football team. Before we go, I want to know, how long have you been subscribed? Go down in the comments section. Chime in. I want to know how long you've been subscribed. I know my boy Joe Tinsen has been subscribed for a while, one of our supporters of the channel. And Trizzy, he DM'd you on Twitter the other day. What do you have to say?
Yeah, so shout out Joe. He sent me this DM, and I wanted to get this on the show because I thought this would be kind of fun. So he said, I have a Chat Sports challenge, and we all know that Ian Book is going to be playing in the last preseason game, but he has 2 options. 1, he goes out and plays great and hopefully makes the 53. 2, he goes out, plays like he's been playing, and gets cut. If my prediction's right, then I get a shout out. LOL. All right, so here's his prediction. Chargers 30, Saints 27. That's the final score.
All right.
Justin Herbert 17 for 24 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Ian Book 14 for 22, 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. And Joe, you got a deal, my friend. You got a deal, and I accidentally flashed this earlier, but let's raise the stakes. If your stats are 100% correct, if all of it is right, we're shaving the head.
Oh, my God.
We're shaving it. We're getting rid of all of it. Sorry, Mom.
If the Chargers are watching this, please play Justin Herbert the entire game, not just one drive, so we can see this come to life.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding with this either. I will shave my head right now. I got a brand new, thing to cut my hair. I got from Manscaped. We're rolling. We are ready to go.
I will personally do it. I'll be the barber.
Oh yeah, no, we're
which is
we're
dangerous,
ready to go.
but I'll do it.
It's going to be a good time. So, Joe, challenge is on. Subscribe. Stay up to date. Let us know if you guys have some fun challenges you want us to do next time.